All right. Well, we got Sony and Microsoft giving us some looks on what their games might be like. Are they any good? Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back to another episode of news in the next-gen gaming world. Today we have a little GIF, some footage of Spider-Man Miles Morales, and some 4K ray tracing renderings that look pretty good. It's just a GIF, but there's lots to see here. And then we got Microsoft telling us that Gears of War 5 will be in 120 frames per second on the Xbox Series S. Is this a good thing? Well, let's get into it. Okay, so we start off here with a little clip here. You could see we're on Twitter here. We're on Insomniac's Twitter, and we got Miles Morales PS5 is realized in 4K HDR on the PS5. See reflections with ray tracing and improved lighting, shadow, and character detail. First thing I gotta say is, man, look at the swag on Miles there, man. He's got himself some swag on that walk. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I love the particles. It's really clean and realistic. The shadowing is really realistic. Also, if you notice as this car drives by, the light reflecting off the ground with those ray tracing reflections look really great. Just the lighting looks very clean. This is looking really good, really detailed. It's pretty exciting, you know. And then down here we got the PlayStation Showcase happening this Wednesday. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot more of Miles Morales then. Keep it posted here for all updates on that. But this looks really good. This is getting me pretty excited. I think the one problem I have here is, what is this game going to cost? Is Miles Morales going to be a $70 game? Sony is not letting the cat out of the bag on what they're going to be charging for PS5 games. That's bothering the living daylights out of me. It makes me think that it's going to be at $70 for this game, and they're just stringing us along. While it does look good, I really need to know, is this game going to be $70 or not? I need to know what we're going to be paying for next-gen consoles. And yeah, you got Insomniac showing PlayStation 5 Showcase. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what's going on there. Hopefully we get a price for their system as well. We don't know any prices from Sony. And then the next article here we got is Gears of War 5 on Xbox Series S demo showcases 120 FPS in multiplayer. That's key there. So we see here the Series S will run it at a lower resolution than the Series X, which is targeting 4K, but it will be at 120 frames per second for multiplayer. Now, this is really neat. You know, this is really cool. We have a little clip here to see. But what I like about this is we're getting some confirmation that some games will come in at 120 frames per second on the Xbox Series S. My only concern here is that this is an old game. This is a current gen game. This is Gears 5. This is not something new. Where over here at Insomniac, we're getting Miles Morales PS5. We're getting a brand new game. This is not like the old PlayStation being upscaled, with ray tracing and 120 frames per second. This is an old game. Miles Morales is a brand new game. So that's a dig at the Series S here, that it's capable of doing 120 frames per second on old games, but what are our new games going to look like? So with Sony, I'm waiting to know what it's going to cost to buy a game, and with Microsoft, I'm waiting to know what the new games on the Series S will look like. Those are my primary concerns right now. While this is good news all around, I still have some concerns, and I want to make sure that those concerns are aired, because I don't want to get drawn into the pretty looking stuff, right, and then have the wool pulled over my eyes with these absurd prices, or all of a sudden we find out that next generation Xbox Series X games will only play at 30 FPS on the Series S, right? Like, these are the kind of things that I'm worried about. They're showing us only the best and none of the bad, not giving us any information on what are some of the worst things we can expect from these systems. So otherwise, this is good news. I think the Miles Morales looks really cool here. I love the particles. I love the lighting. And I'm super excited to play games in 120 frames per second. Goodness gracious. That's going to look silky smooth. But as always, everybody, please return here for all your updates and gaming news, and have a great rest of your day and week. Peace.
I love you.